begin asymptomatic testing.
Several student organizations at FGCU
and we're gonna play Guess the Song.
Hello, welcome to Hanging with the Executives here at the Bowers School of Music.
And you're watching ENTV.
Good day to all of our watchers out there. This is Hard Hitters, and we bring you every week's action in the NFL. My name is Tyler Watkins, and I'm with
Nick Asselin.
Yep. And we're going to go ahead and get right into it. 49ers versus Rams, Monday night game, a really very surprising outcome. The Rams, they just got OBJ, but maybe he's wishing he's in Green Bay with your boy Aaron Rodgers.
I wish he was. I wish he was in Green Bay. That was the 49ers' first win at home since October of 2020. And who was that win against? The Rams. So obviously it's a good combination for the 49ers if they're at home against the Rams, but it's good to see them finally get a win at home again.
Yeah, and on the other side, you see the Rams, absolutely nothing went right for them throughout the game. Matthew Stafford threw, 2 interceptions, which should have been 3, if you can argue with that amazing pick. But that got called back. But OBJ, he had 18 yards, only 2 catches.
2 catches for 18 yards. His dad might put out another Instagram post after that one.
Yeah, for real. You got to look out for that, Matthew Stafford. And the next game, we got, if you're the Steelers, you should count this as a loss. The Lions versus Steelers end up in a tie. So no 0-17 season for them.
No 0-17. Yeah. Watch out for the Lions, though. They might sneak into the playoffs 8-1.
Yeah, maybe going to run.
Yeah.
But, you looking at the Steelers, and it brings up a lot more questions with the quarterback play. What's going to happen after Big Ben? You don't start Dwayne Haskins, who I thought they were going to start.
Yeah.
But they go with Mason Rudolph again, maybe over experience in the offense. We don't know what's going on there, but, a lot of questions for the Steelers. If you're looking at it, even if it says a tie on your record, you got to look at it as a loss.
Yeah, definitely. Quarterback questions for the Steelers, and I'd say for the Lions, too.
And we're going to get into next week, Week 11's action, and we got the Patriots versus the Falcons coming up on Thursday. Who do you got, Nick?
I got the Patriots. I'm sure Sarah would be happy to hear that. They blew out the Browns last week, and I'm not expecting the same this week against the Falcons, but I'm expecting another strong performance from the Patriots, and especially Mac Jones.
Yeah, like you said the Patriots are clicking, so shout out to Sarah. We both got the Patriots coming out this week. I think that Mac Jones is really clicking with this offense. The offense is looking, Brady-esque maybe? Maybe a little bit too early to call for that, but, they've been on a winning streak, and I got them to continue it. And then the next game, we got the Packers at the Vikings, and
Packers, obviously. I think they're the hottest team in the NFL right now. You take away that game that Rodgers was out against the Chiefs, that was a Packers win. The Chiefs did not play good in that game. Packers had that one. They're 8-2, top seed in the NFC right now. They're playing the best football out of anyone.
They had a shutout against Russell Wilson. I know he's coming off an injury, which also surprised me because I thought he would have needed more time. But, they shut him out 17-0, and that was pretty much a nail-biter. Not a nail-biter, but, it was pretty much close.
Match,
it was 3-0 for most of it, almost deep into the second half.
Yeah, definitely.
But the next game we got is the Colts versus the Bills, and who you got for that?
I'm going to go with the Bills. It's tough to pick the Bills after some of the games that they've had, but they played really great last week. Granted, they played the Jets. Thankfully, they didn't blow that one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Bills coming out of that win last week was definitely a big boost for them, coming off that upset against the Jaguars where they didn't even score a touchdown. And then you just score 45 on, it's the Jets, but they also got 4 interceptions on Mike White.
Yeah.
So I got the Bills this week. And then the next matchup we got is the Ravens at the Bears. And for that one, I got the Ravens. The Bears have been struggling. I believe they're 3-6 right now. It shows about that range. And, Justin Fields in that offense, it got kind of clicking against the Steelers. But, you could argue they should have won that game. But I got the Ravens coming off that.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Ravens, too. Even though they lost last week against the Dolphins, I don't think that was the real Ravens team that we've seen this season. I think that they'll rebound this week and take the win over the Bears.
Yeah, and then the next one we got is the Lions and the Browns. 2 teams that are relatively struggling, but, the Lions are the Lions. So,
yeah.
But I got the Browns coming out of this one, even though that they got absolutely beat down by the Patriots last week. I think that they bounced back. This game should be a good adjustment for Baker to, play well within that offense.
Yeah, we've seen Baker Mayfield. He's kind of struggled recently with those injuries that he's had, and they really had to rely on the run. And we saw this past week against the Patriots, they weren't able to do that. I think they'll be able to do that this week against the Lions, so I'm taking the Browns as well.
Yeah. And then the next game we got is the Texans at the Titans, and I'm going ahead and just make my pick now. I got the Titans, enough said.
Yeah, Titans. I don't think the Texans are going to be anywhere competitive for this one.
For real. And then the next one is Dolphins versus the Jets, and I got the Dolphins coming out of that big win last week against the Ravens.
Yeah, I got the Dolphins too. You know, they put Tua in the second half of that game, and the offense really seemed like it was starting to click a lot better.
And then for our next game, we got the Saints at the Eagles, and I mean the Saints coming off of that tough loss against the Titans. I mean, Trevor Siemian did throw that late touchdown, but I think for this one, I'm gonna go with the Saints.
I'm going to go with the Eagles. You know, I think the Eagles, they showed that they had a pretty strong offense this past week. And the Saints, granted, they did play the Titans, one of the best teams in the league and the AFC this year. They struggled. And it would have been maybe a different story if they had that 2-point conversion there at the end to force OT. But I'm going to take the Eagles on this one. You know, they're playing at home. And Jalen Hurts has not been playing too bad lately. So I got the Eagles.
Yeah. And then the next matchup we got is the Washington football team at the Carolina Panthers. And Superman is back, indeed. And I got the Panthers coming out of this one. You know, P.J. Walker is probably going to – well, actually, maybe Cam's going to start. He did get some reps last week.
Yeah, Cam has been taking first-team reps in practice. I got the Panthers, too. I think he's going to take down his former coach, Ron Rivera, of the Washington football team. I'm excited for Cam. I hope he gets things rolling this week.
Yep. And then the next matchup we got is the 49ers at the Jaguars, and I got the 49ers in this one.
Yeah, I'm taking the 49ers as well. You know, they played a great game. They had a great game plan against the Rams. They ran the ball really well. And the Jags, they hung in there against the Colts this past week. They've definitely shown to be a different team the past couple weeks than how they started the season. But I don't think this is the week they get their second win on American soil this year.
And then for our next matchup is the Bengals at the Raiders, and both teams coming off of skids. They both are in like the middle of a 2-game losing streak.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bengals too. The Raiders, they looked horrible this past week, and granted, I mean, so did the Bengals the last week they played, but Bengals are coming off the bye. I think they're going to get things rolling again.
For the next one is an absolute offensive shootout potentially in the Cowboys at the Chiefs. And for this one, I know that the Chiefs started to look like their old selves again, but
yeah.
I'm done kind of picking them for a little while. I'm picking the Cowboys in this one.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs. You know, like you started to say, the Chiefs looked like they were back to their old selves this past week. They really got Kelsey the ball. The defense played well against the Raiders, and I don't know. I think the Chiefs could maybe surprise the Cowboys.
For the next matchup is the Cardinals at Seahawks, and I got the Cardinals coming out of this one, even though that they did have that kind of upset loss against the Carolina Panthers where they really did get shown up, and the cracks are starting to show in Arizona. But I think I got them because the Seahawks have just been on a downward spiral.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Cardinals too. Hopefully, they should be having Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins back this week. I think that they'll get things turned back around and start getting back to their old selves.
Yep. And then for the next one, I got the Steelers at the Chargers. And Nick, I'm going to go ahead and let you go ahead.
I'm going to take the Chargers. Don't know if Big Ben will be playing this week still with the COVID situation that he was in. But the Chargers, they've just been really hit or miss this year. They'll be hot one week and not the next week, just like this past week against the Vikings. They struggled, they lost. But I'm still going to take the Chargers.
I have to agree with you. I don't think the Steelers have enough offensive power with or without Big Ben, because they just look like they scuffle. They struggle with the Lions, and Jared Goff only threw like 92 yards through most of the game.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to have to go with that offensive power in the Chargers. And for our last game of the week, we got the Giants at the Buccaneers, and I got my Bucs, even though they took a tough loss in Washington. Mm-hmm. A lot of key pieces on that defense is starting the cracks are starting to show because of the injuries.
Yeah, like you said, the cracks in the offense with all those injuries, that definitely showed this past week against Washington for the Bucs. But I don't think that the Bucs will fall this week to the Giants like they did against Washington, regardless of those pieces that may or may not still be out, like Antonio Brown and Gronk.
And there you have it. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to tune in next week as well. Thank you for listening to Hard Hitters.